Have you ever looked at your cat just peacefully purring on your lap 1 second, and the next, they're stalking a dust bunny with the intensity of a lion? It's this amazing little mystery, right? How can this one animal be both an incredibly affectionate member of the family and a totally self-sufficient, stone-cold hunter? So let's get into it. How do we make sense of this walking contradiction?
The famous zoologist Desmond Morris really hit the nail on the head here. This whole dual personality thing, it's not a bug, it's a feature. It's the entire blueprint of a modern cat. Because even the most pampered, laziest house cat carries the ancient wild instincts of its ancestors. And understanding that, well, that's the key to unlocking pretty much everything about them.
Right, so that's the big question we're going to tackle in this explainer. If we really want to get what makes the cat on our couch tick, we've got to look past the purrs for a minute and decode that primal hunter that's still living inside. So, let's start digging. All right, our first stop is territory. For a cat, its environment is literally everything. It's this whole invisible world of messages sent through scents and signals that we humans are completely oblivious to. It's time we learn to speak their language. You know when your cat just goes to town on the arm of your brand new sofa? Yeah, it's really easy to see that as just pure destruction, but it's not about ruining your furniture. It's about leaving a message. Sure, part of it is keeping their claws in good shape, but the real reason is to leave a super clear two-part signal for any other cat. A visual "I was here" and a chemical signature. So the science behind that chemical signature is it's fascinating. It's called feline interdigital semiochemical. That's a bit of a mouthful, right? So let's just call it FIS. Think of it like a chemical post-it note that says, "I was here and this spot is safe and sound." Every single time a cat scratches, little glands in its paws release these pheromones, marking their turf. For a cat, smelling its own scent is like coming home. It builds confidence and makes them feel secure. And here's the really cool part. We can actually use this language. A 2013 study tested a synthetic version of this exact semiochemical. And when they applied it to a scratching post, cats were way more likely to use it, and they'd scratch on it for longer. This is such a brilliant way of looking at it. Instead of trying to punish a totally natural behavior, we can just give them a better place to do it by speaking their own language. Okay, so that's how one cat sets up its territory. But what happens when you add another cat to the mix? This is where we get into the multi-cat puzzle, and things can get pretty tricky here, because we're asking a historically solitary animal to do something that goes against its very nature: share. The ancestor of all our domestic cats, the African wildcat, it lived and hunted completely alone. It didn't have roommates. So when we bring multiple cats into our homes, we're basically creating this artificial social situation that they're not really wired for. All the hissing, the chasing, the tension, it's not them being mean. It's the completely predictable result of forcing solo hunters to share a very limited territory. But, just like with scratching, science has found a way to help us out here too. Researchers have synthesized another really powerful message: the cat-appeasing pheromone. This stuff mimics the calming signals a mother cat produces for her kittens. It basically sends a message straight to a cat's brain that says, "Hey, you're safe here. This is a place of security, not conflict." And you've got to see the results from a 2019 study. They're pretty stunning. Okay, so both groups of cats started with almost identical aggression scores, right around 83. But just look at what happens after only 21 days. The group with the calming pheromone, their aggression score absolutely plummeted to under 22. The placebo group, they only dropped to 47. And even by day 42, the pheromone group's score is still nearly half of the placebo group's. This is a real, science-backed way to change the whole vibe of a home. Okay, so we've seen how a cat's wild instincts can definitely create some challenges. But what about the other side of that contradiction, the deeply affectionate companion? Let's decode the really unique and powerful bond they form with us humans. You know that rhythmic pushing of their paws on your lap? We all call it making biscuits. It's gotta be one of the most common signs of a happy, content cat. But where does it even come from? Well, it comes straight from the nursery. It's what kittens do to their mother's belly to get the milk flowing while they nurse. So when your adult cat does this to you, they're tapping right back into that primal memory of absolute safety and comfort. They are, in a very real way, going back to a time of ultimate contentment. And that is one of the highest compliments a cat can possibly pay you. It's them signaling that they see you as this figure of safety and security. And there's an actual biological reason that all that kneading and purring feels so good for both of you.
It's a powerful little neurochemical called oxytocin. You've probably heard it called the love hormone or the cuddle chemical. It's basically the glue that creates social bonds in mammals. It surges when a new mother bonds with her baby, or when we feel deep trust and love.
So does this love hormone surge in our cats too? Oh yeah. Studies have actually measured the oxytocin levels in cats after being petted by their owners. And the result was a 12% increase. Now, I know what you might be thinking. 12%? That doesn't sound like a lot. But you have to remember who we're talking about here. This is an animal that evolved to walk alone. For them, a 12% hormonal shift towards social bonding is actually a really big deal. Let's put that 12% in perspective. A similar study with dogs found a massive 57.2% oxytocin increase after playtime. I mean, dogs are pack animals, they're hardwired for social interaction, their love is big and loud, and they give it freely. A cat's affection, though, it's different. It's quieter, it's more measured, and it's built on a foundation of earned trust. That 12% isn't a smaller love, it's a love that has to overcome millennia of solitary instinct. And in a way, that makes it all the more precious. So we've dug into the cat's ancient past, and we've explored its emotional present. So now let's geek out a little bit and look to the future. Because cutting-edge science isn't just helping us understand our cats, it's actively reshaping their future and, hopefully, extending the time we get to have with them. So what does this future actually look like? Well, for starters, we have targeted antibody treatments that can manage chronic pain from things like arthritis without all the harsh side effects of older drugs. Then you've got this revolutionary new therapy coming out of Tokyo University that could dramatically improve kidney function and, get this, potentially extend a cat's lifespan to an incredible 30 years. Can you even imagine? And finally, AI is coming to the vet's office, helping to read scans with a precision that can catch diseases way earlier than ever before. I mean, just think about that journey for a second. We've gone from coexisting with a useful pest controller to understanding its complex inner world through pheromones and hormones, to now being on the cusp of engineering a future where they can live longer, healthier lives right alongside us. It's a truly remarkable evolution. So that's what we're left with. We've managed to invite a solitary hunter into our homes, we've cracked the code of its ancient language, and now we're on the verge of using high-tech medicine to maybe even double its lifespan. So the big question is, where does this incredible relationship go from here? What will it even mean to live with a cat in the decades to come?